What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Straight Facts. This is the Mr. Straight Facts show. Just get into it real quick. Today, I've been witnessing a lot of buyer's remorse. A lot of it. I've seen business people like roofing and plumbing and construction companies and farmers all pissed off for whom they voted for, Donald J. Trump. They are pissed. It's tripped out to me how you can have buyer's remorse and not realize you're the one who voted for this dipshit to run the country. And he told you exactly what he was going to do, and he's doing it. Has been doing it. You haven't come out and said one word until it hit you. Until it hit them, they didn't come out and say one word against it. Excuse me. Today I saw I think he has like a roofing company or something like that. Something in the construction, I would guess. Hey, Rue, what's up, Mike? Woke Mike. And from what I recognize is that this man is in tears, okay? A man who has his own business, he's in tears. Not only is he in tears because he's losing money, because he lost a third of his workforce for the people that he voted for to do. It's batshit crazy, I guess, but he's losing his workforce, and on one third of it, losing money, and then he had the epiphany. I like these guys. I like these guys' families. I've grown to love these guys, and what they're going through. Oh my God, it's just horrible. How the fuck didn't you see that before? I mean, it's like, dude, they can't. How do you have a business and you can't think 2 steps ahead? You can't look at your workforce and go, yeah, he may not have all the paperwork. You hired them. Look into your books. Oh yeah, a third of my people don't have what they need to make it happen. I'm gonna lose a third of my people. Maybe you rehire before you lose your third. Nope. Did not even think about my third going away. Vote for Trump. When the other person said, we're going to deport, but only the criminals. How is it that President Obama, the deporter in chief, got rid of 3 million people? More than any president in modern history. And didn't have to go after people like in the Dreamers. Didn't have to go. No, just went after the criminals, and silently, I may add. It wasn't a big deal. They didn't say shit in the news about him. It was so much of a shocker. Most people didn't know he was a deporter in chief until way after he was done being a president. Most people had no clue. It wasn't in the news that way. Wasn't none of that. The way I found out was when Donald Trump was a president and deporting people and putting them in cages. Other stations like Fox and other stations that were out at the time, I don't believe OAN was out at that time, were saying president. It was always comparing Obama. Obama was a deporter in chief. I'm like, what is he talking about? I literally had to go look it up. I'm like, oh, okay. Nobody even complained. I didn't even hear like a massive, like loud Latin outrage about all the people he was deporting. I didn't even hear it in the news. I watched both just to check everything. I watched Fox, MSNBC, CNN. Didn't hear none of it until Donald Trump got in office and compared himself to Obama. I don't know how many people knew that he was a deporter in chief, so to speak. He literally got rid of more immigrants than any other president. It's crazy how if a Democrat is the one who deported more people, is a deporter in chief, yet you say Democrats are bad on immigration. How the hell? How can you compare those two? If Obama deported more How did Donald Trump come into office talking about we need to deport more people, build a wall, when Obama deported more than any other president in multiples, yo? 3 million. Before that, I think it was like 500,000 or something, 80,000. How do you say that? It makes no sense. They had to find something other than to say, I'm racist as fuck. Let me just go ahead and say something that don't even make any fucking sense. There's people coming all over the border, drones are invading our country. And you're like, Donald Trump, you didn't even, in your presidency, your first one, you didn't even come close to Obama as far as how many people you deported. And you deported people in a horrific way. And still didn't match up. Building a wall. Obama got rid of 3 million without building a wall. You see how none of this shit makes sense? All it is a bunch of bullshit that racist people want to cling on to. They believe in the white savior, Donald Trump. And he's done worse than the brown guy, the black guy. Way worse. And they keep on clinging on. Maybe one day we'll be considered brilliant and supreme. No. With Donald Trump at the head, you look like a dumbass. Donald Trump doesn't know what he's doing. He didn't know the first time. There were reports out with his own people. Remember, people were getting fired left and right and then finally telling the truth that Donald Trump didn't know what he was doing. He didn't read any of the paperwork he's supposed to read. He would make decisions based upon the last person who spoke to him. He would literally bring people into the room. What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? Duh. What do you think I should do? All right, I'll go with what you say. No thought of his own. I think that's a good one. And everybody's like, that ain't even legal. Well, let's go with that. That's how stupid this man is. He literally makes shit up on the fly. You can put light into your skin. Get rid of COVID in like what? Let's say a minute. Or we could put, gel, this sanitizer into your skin, and you could be able to get rid of it in like a minute. Right then, you knew he was a dumbass. You knew he was Olympic gold medal dipshit. I mean, just straight dumb. Who would say that? A 5-year-old would laugh that off. And they wanted to re-elect the Olympic gold medalist dipshit. After saying that, he shouldn't even got a job at Burger King. You wouldn't trust this man. A man that told you that you can get rid of something just because you put in poison on top of it, it dies in a minute. He literally thinks you can put it in your body and it'll do the same without dying. Didn't even think about that. He said that, and I mean with a serious face, and then looked over at the doctor. The doctor was like, I can't believe this dipshit just said that on camera. Don't look at me. I don't want y'all to see. Nah, I ain't answering to that. I ain't even gonna respond to that. She closed her eyes down like, I ain't saying nothing about that. That dude, King dipshit, that dude is the president once again. When everybody who worked for him that left or got fired said they were trying to save America from the dumb dude. Everybody we had care and respect for their military service. Mark Milley, Mark Esper, right? John Kelly, even though he had some racism in him. John Kelly, all of them that we had respect for military and for doing their work for 30, 40 years. So dipshit enters the fray, and all of a sudden, they're the crazy ones. The ones who saved us in wars. The ones who went out and orchestrated, how to win and came back alive, dodged bullets and taught other people how to do the same thing. To strategize and become a general. The hard work it took, and Sir Bone Spurs is the bright one to some of these freaking Americans. We got Americans out here that thinks Mr. 5-time Bone Spurs Gold medal Olympic dipshittery. That dude is the one that should be leading the country. And you know, at this point, Donald Trump is not leading this country. It's sad, but you know it's not true. He is not leading this country. Donald Trump is the figurehead. He's just like the king of England. This dude is not running shit. You got people behind the scenes running everything. The first time Donald Trump ran, he didn't know what was going on. He had no clue. He would just have suggestions. How about we shoot him in the leg? Just shoot him in the leg. This dude, that's illegal. Well, you can just do it. I'll let you go free. What? No, bro. That's not a thing. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? That's the type of shit he had. I mean, Homer Simpson type intelligence. And this is the cream of the crop for those racist white people. They think this dude is at the top of his game. He is someone to be proud of. Put him on top of whiteness is like saying, wow, we look down upon ourselves. Because there's no way you looking up at somebody who can barely read, who can't comprehend shit. White supremacy is a white man that's rich with like a 5th grade education and bought his way into these certain schools that his own professors say he was the dumbest motherfucking student I've ever had in my life. I can't stand this dude, right? And that's the dude that's president. That's the dude that they call merit. You understand why they're nomads, no merit administration, because no merit white people want to be in power, and that's what we giving them. We gave them, not me, racist ass white people who don't believe they're racist, that they put somebody with no education as a president. And he hired people who were dumber than him. Did you guys hear, what's her name, Nancy Mace or whatever? This chick said her mom was a teacher and she was a dropout high school student. How in the fuck is that a merit? How is a non-high school graduating dipshit considered merit? How do we put people who don't do the homework in position to do America's homework? She couldn't get an A on her own shit. And we sent somebody who's a straight F student that had to drop out to help run the fucking country. Who the fuck would think that's a possibility? It's okay if you want to be a dumbass. It's a free country. You shouldn't lead shit. How you leading something and you can't lead your way to 12th fucking grade? It's crazy. This is the funniest shit. You got somebody, I don't understand. If you can't hack school, hey, go to a trade, go do whatever you got to do. But there's no way you should be a representative. I mean, you can't read past the 12th grade level. You couldn't get there. And you think you can sit here and make decisions about laws? You can hear when she speaks about shit how dumb she is. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Lauren Boebert. There are strippers smarter than these people. Strippers. People on the street. Women of the night. They've made some bad decisions of being on the street. But there are many of them that are street smart, way smarter than them. And that's sad that they call that merit. MAGA. They went full MAGA. And my video I posted earlier today, never go full MAGA. And they went full MAGA. And somehow these people are making decisions for Americans when they made poor decisions in life. Ask yourself, if those women were Asian, Latin, and God forbid, black, would they be in the positions in which they are in? Every black person in these positions have degrees. They're excellent lawyers. They have tried cases, and we got dipshit ass white women in high positions that should not even be in a line at the nearest McDonald's. How the fuck is that merit? How do you read laws? You know how hard it is to read a law? Hello. Laws are boring as hell to read if you've never read one. And the legalese is difficult. Y'all have seen your contracts with your mortgage or your apartment or car. Legalese is hard to understand. And you're telling me people who couldn't graduate from high school, people who ask dumb questions like Marjorie Taylor Greene, you think they know what the fuck they reading? Would you have them sign a contract for you if you were going into business with somebody? Would you have them look it over? Hell no, you would not. Here they are making decisions for our day-to-day life, decisions for the future of our children, and we're allowing them to lead and make decisions on America's contracts. Insane, right? You out of here, woke Mike? Take care, woke Mike. It just doesn't make sense. I see y'all here. What's going on? Swift Returns. I got you. DJ, I see you. Rooted and Planet Janet. I see you. Mark D, what's up, brother? I see you. I see you, Chuck. I just don't get it. I really don't. How do we have these people leading? It's there now. It's nothing we can do about it next election, I guess, but just seeing where our country has gone. People making the poorest decisions and the rest of us having to deal with it, the repercussions of it. But as I started this, buyer's remorse. There are so many people now that I've seen on my timeline, that I've seen on news clips, that are Republicans, that are Latin, that are people who have business owners who are losing, people who are farmers who are losing money, losing employees, and they're all flipping out. And it's crazy. I've been seeing more and more on my timeline on TikTok of people, black and Latin, like going at each other, right? Latin people saying black people should help out. Black people should do this. Black people should do that. And then I saw this one Latin guy, Luis. I like Luis. I'm always watching this stuff. He's Cuban, and at least I think he's Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican. He's from Puerto Rico. Okay, but anyway, so he was talking about Cubans, and he was saying, they're the ones who failed their people. He said black people don't owe us shit. We're the ones that need to fight back against those in our community that are voting against our best interests. It is our fault that our people are being snatched up. I was like, kudos. It's about time. One out of a fucking million that literally said the absolute truth. You can't look at the group that voted in the majority. Black women, 92. Men, 80. It's anywhere between 78 to 82%. There's no one at that higher number. We're 1 and 2. After that, it's somewhere in the 60s. Had any other group stepped into the 80s or 90s, we'd be looking at Kamala Harris being president. But no, everybody. And then people are like, oh, we had 60%. What? 60% wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So there's some work to be done in these other cultures that are sitting here allowing what happened to this happen. Okay, you learned your lesson. But here's the thing. You ask many of them, would they still vote for Trump? They say yes. You ain't learned shit. You just pissed off at things you lost. And then what? You think that he's going to change if you had voted for him again? 1 + 1 does not add up to 2 with these people. They coming up with 22. And that's the scary part. They can vote and they can't add up 1 plus 1. This past, I'm going to put up some of you guys' messages here in a minute. This week has been like a roller coaster. We don't talk about different things. But the reason why I label this that Trump is not leading America is because there's too many times that Donald Trump doesn't seem to understand what's going on in his own country, and he's the one that's leading it. It really makes no sense. We're going to listen to Donald Trump reiterate, because somebody asked him the question, because I think it was yesterday he said something to the effect of, we got these Latin people that in these farms and in these hoteliers, the luxury, area. We're going to have to make some kind of something because, these people are good people. You can't just let go of those people. Those Latin people who's working for slave wages for rich people. You can't let that go. That's not right. We shouldn't be doing that. Listen to what he has to say. We'll talk about it. How can you be saying this? And you're the one running the country. Be like, excuse me. You're the one running it. You can stop it today. Just call the dogs off. But nope. Sir Dipshit thinks somebody else is running the country. We should come up with a bill or something to stop it.
On immigration, what made you change your mind about targeting in California farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business?
Well, we're not targeting. In fact, if you look today, I put out a statement today about farmers. Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that.
Well, here's the thing. When you ran for office, right, you said you was going to get all the criminals. Now, us black people knew you talked about all Latin people because we realized how you going to figure out which one's the criminals and which one's not. Because I would think prior, you were already, Biden, Obama, were already looking for the bad guys. And they were getting them, but just not fast enough for you guys. So how are you going to get a massive number of them if you were already searching for the criminals and you weren't getting a mass number? A mass number would mean you searching for everybody and their mama. Because they was in there saying, 11 million, it could be up to 20 million. It's 15 million, it's 17 million. I heard it was 30 million. Every time it came up, it was a different million and millions and millions of millions and millions. There are literally about 650,000 that they believe that are in this country illegally. 650. Didn't I tell you Obama got 3 million in his time? So over time of doing just Obama's plan, you could get him out. And remember, Obama, nobody was really complaining about him and his what he was doing. They had some complaints, but the reality was nobody was like in the situation that Donald Trump put them in and was so evil about it. Follow Obama's plan. I know you don't like the fact that he's smart and came up with ideas that your dumb ass and your entire crew couldn't come up with. It's amazing how one black man came up with some people. Of course, there were other races and cultures, but he was the leader. He took responsibility for whatever went right or wrong. But one black man could figure out, hey, let me hire smart ass people to figure this out. And then we'll make a decision and boom, 3 million. Donald Trump and his dumb fuckery couldn't figure it out the first time. It was evil the first time. There are kids who are still missing the first time. You brought him back in to complete the dumbass shit. And he's nowhere near the numbers Obama was at. It's like you guys keep trying to be Obama smart and you keep failing at it because you're just not smart. You don't live up to Obama. It's crazy how you try so hard to be supreme, but yet you're still inferior to Obama. I mean, in leaps and bounds. I mean, Obama's like way up here. You're still like a preemie at this. You haven't come out of preemie state. You tiny babyish. Scary, tiny baby shit. It's insane. But let's keep it going.
Can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you know, you go into a farm and you look and people don't, they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else.
Ho, 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 ho. This fool said they love them and they're good with them and they care for these people and they're doing so good. They've been there like 20, 30 years. And you know what happens when you get rid of all these good people? They hire criminals. What the fuck is that? They hire criminals? Who looks at the resume and you can pick? Yep, you're a criminal? Okay, I got you. Who does that shit? On the regular, who does that? They hire the criminals. There aren't enough criminals as far as immigrants in this country to fulfill all the jobs. And it's not like all these criminals are going to go seeking that anyway, because now they're exposed. These people are hiding away from anything that's out in the open. They don't want to be chased down like wild game. It's insane, y'all.
So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
This motherfucker said common sense. Common sense? Come on, man. That ain't even in your wheelhouse. It's crazy. Like I said, Donald Trump is now running this country. It is my guess that it is Roosevelt or Vogt and Stephen Miller who are running America right now. I believe those two are running America. Donald Trump is not here, yo. There is no way. Like, again, if you listen to the generals and the people who work close to Donald Trump the first time around, those people said he was out of his freaking mind. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He didn't read anything. He wasn't caught up on anything. That made all of the people around him work their ass off to run this country and try to keep him from making all the wrong decisions that were illegal and wrong against American citizens, against the Constitution. These people have said it. They wrote books about it. They've read articles about it. People who worked beside him told the American people exactly what it was like working under him. He wanted to have people loyal to him. And many people left. Now, he comes back in a second time. He's got a bunch of sycophants working for him that say yes no matter whether it's breaking the laws or not. Hence, we saw yesterday where Kristi Noem just watched them, just manhandle a senator from California, right? Alex Padilla. And so that's one thing. Then them today, the actual military detained somebody. The Marines, they're not supposed to detain nobody. They're not supposed to act and do police work. If the police are chasing somebody, they can catch them and hold them for the police. But just to police people is insane. And guess what? They policed a black guy, put him down on the ground, held him, waited for police to come. Turns out the guy is a fucking military man that went to do military work on military property, federal property. And he crossed some imaginary fucking line they built that people can't cross. And this man went to go do his business and they threw him to the ground in California. That shit happened. I'm like, yo, again, you can't accomplish this unless you got willing and able participants. What we're learning is a lot of our military men and women are just as fucking racist as Donald Trump. And all they need is an order so that they won't get in trouble, and they will do the exact same shit that white nationalists will do. Those people, those military people who are following these orders, I don't care what race they are, once you get into office, another sane president, every last one of them should be held accountable for the acts they did. No, like, oh, it's been, no, Every last one of them had a right to say, I am not going to do something that's illegal in this country. I am not going to surpass. I'm not supposed to police anybody. I'm not policing them. You had a right not to do it. And you should not have got any kind of problems whatsoever. That is what the government, our Constitution says. And that's what our military abides for, our military men and women. And they chose not to. Any of them that follow what Donald Trump told them to do illegally, the next president coming in should charge every last one of them. Why? Because there are so many men and women that said they would not participate in this in the military because they said it was against what they were supposed to do. The people that are going for this parade, the people that are doing this stuff right now, those are the ones that volunteered to go anyway, even though they were told they didn't have to go. So any of them standing out there, as you see, those individuals wanted to be there, wanted to be a part of this racist clan, and therefore are people, to me, enemies of the state. You didn't have to be here. You chose. After they told you that you didn't have to be here, and the people who wanted to go could go, the ones who said no could say no, and they put mostly these white supremacists, white people in the military, these ones that are screaming, yeah, political shit, yeah, every last one of them must go. When the next president that's independent or a Democrat, find out who the fuck they are, take their names down, kick them out of the military. Don't be following just one person's decision. I don't give a damn who he is, president, non-president. You have a right to say and a duty to say you won't do something against the Constitution or the law. And if you go against that, you meant to go against that, knowing that you could stop, because there were other people who said no and did not go. You chose to go against what the military is all about, protecting American citizens, not Democratic, not Republican, not independent, no politician. If they are American, that's who you're supposed to protect. You chose to go the opposite way. And if you are that partisan, that means you have no problem, if it came down to it, to unalive an American person that is on the opposite side of your political views. You arrested or detained a black man, which you know you're not supposed to do. And you know it was white people who did it. To a black man who was dressed in regular clothes. But I can only imagine that this black man said, yo, I'm in the military. What's going on, man? I'm just going to do my job. And they still did what they did. When they know they're not supposed to be able to do that. He didn't break any rules or any laws. It turns out he was there on a mission to do what he's supposed to do as a military man. He had a meeting. Yeah. So this weekend, be safe, everybody, because these people who are out there, they're not regular military men and women. They're white supremacist military men and women. And don't get it twisted. Just like you see a Latin man that's a white supremacist, the head of one of these little gangs that they have on the side. It's a Latin man that's the head of that. There are some black people who believe in that white supremacy shit too. So don't get it twisted when you see black people out there and be like, oh, they're not. No, don't believe the hype. They said yes to come here. They could have said no. So all of them lined up, every last one of them, to me, enemy of the state. They knew they didn't have to come. They came anyway. They wanted to be there. All of them at the march, whatever the hell they're going to have for Donald Trump's birthday. You're not going there for America to celebrate America. You're going there to celebrate Donald Trump. Donald Trump has literally said it's his day. That's supposed to be about America. 250 years of America. How we fought. That's what's supposed to be celebrated. But no, they're going to celebrate one man. Let's hope it rains and thunderstorms out there. Let's hope. Can only hope. Forget all hope. I'm praying. So, anyway, and Donald Trump don't like to get his hair wet. So, I please let it be a rainstorm, God. Please, I beg of you. But Donald Trump's not running this country. Because if he was, he wouldn't have said that. Right? He's saying that because he don't want his millionaire and billionaire friends to lose money. On top of that, he's talking about hoteliers. He's one himself. Donald Trump has hired many of immigrants that are undocumented. A lot of his hotels, a lot of his golf courses hire them. And if you see it as a documentary or not a documentary, but a special that talks about all the people who work for Donald Trump that were immigrants or undocumented immigrants, they have the uniforms and everything from Donald Trump's locations that they wore. You'll see he's hired a plethora of them. And you'll realize back in the day when he started bringing up this racist shit after he came down the escalator, he started firing them so that you wouldn't know that he hired a bunch of people who were quote unquote undocumented, but they were out there calling them illegals. But they're just undocumented. He hired a lot of them. His entire fleet for many of these places that he owned were them. He had to rehire so he can push this hate shit. And now he's trying to help his friends out and say, oh, we got to figure out something smart. Think about it for a hot second. You'll realize this is one of the reasons why I say, and this was on CBS, Tom Holman. He was being interviewed. This is what he said, which tells me Donald Trump ain't running this country. Somebody else is giving this man orders, and it sure as fuck ain't Donald Trump.
What is your message to a business owner who might have undocumented migrant labor, who's not doing, they're not any criminals, they're just undocumented migrants? What would your message be to those companies?
It's illegal knowingly hiring anyway. That's what the law says. If we can't arrest the bad guy in the jail, then we'll go to the neighborhood and find him, or we'll go to a work site and find him.
The fuck was he saying? Oh, mush mouth bastard. The fuck was he saying? Was he on Fat Albert or some shit? It was just ridiculous. We find him. He's literally saying, if we can't get the illegals, we're gonna go all the other places and get everybody. But you know, they have to be illegal. But he's really saying he's trying to get everybody. Because that wasn't the question, that you can go get illegals at a restaurant or whatever location you can get it. He was saying business people who hire people who are good people that may not have all the paperwork, they're not criminals. How about that? The total opposite of what Donald Trump said. How you running a country and the people you got in position saying the complete opposite of what you just said? How are you leading? I don't know about you, but if I am a leader and I want something to happen and I tell my employees or anybody else that this is what's going to happen, we're doing A, B, C, and D, then we're doing A, B, C, and D. And if I find out that you're doing D, A, C, B, I'm gonna say, yo, wait a minute. Let's regroup. Tom, nah, we just doing A, B, C, D. Don't be trying to rearrange shit. Nope, not at all. That's not what you do. All right, next interview, get it straight. All right, cool. Or you out of here. And I'm watching. You know I'm watching. Boom, I'm done. If I see you on TV again saying the opposite, yeah, pack your shit. No, you don't get to make up your own decisions. That ain't how it works. You don't make the decisions. I make them, you follow them. And here it is, Tom Holman's making his own fucking decisions as it appears. And what's so killing me is that the news media should, right? The news media should be saying to them, hey, Donald Trump, who's in control? I thought Donald Trump was the head dog, but it seems like Tom Holman can actually like pull an audible on Donald Trump. So it looks like Tom Holman's the quarterback and Donald Trump is what? Do the backup? Because it looks like Tom Holman's running the shit. Is it your world or is it Tom Holman's world? I think it's Tom Holman's. That's what the news media should be doing. Because that way, you'll get Donald Trump acting a fool and firing Tom Holman because he's outshining him. News media, y'all are fucking asleep. You need to play these people like they trying to play you. keep on putting their foot on them and put on his neck and said, Tom Holman is the leader here. Because obviously Donald Trump says one thing. Tom Holman is doing something totally different. He's pulling people from everywhere. Does it look like that dude, he's pulling them from farms? Does that look like a criminal to you? Nah. And if they were criminals, you'd be taking them to court. You put them in wherever you put them at to store them. But due process, they would go to court. We haven't seen nobody go to court yet. So it doesn't seem like all these people are criminals, especially these children you guys are snatching up. They're not criminals. But see, like we told people before, the 92% black women, 80% of black men, and the majorities of other cultures and 60% whatever, we're telling you, how can you get the criminals? It's like they don't remember all the bills like Texas passed and all these red states passed where they can just pull you over and search your car because you look like an immigrant. You look like an illegal. You look like you sell drugs. And they could just pull you over anytime. Remember that law? We had that in this country. Some states probably still have it. But we were going up against it, saying, now we need to get that out of the country. You just can't pull people over. And they cut it down for a while. Some states, I think, southern states kind of kept it, but they couldn't just pull you over and take you out. And we were telling everybody, look, how you think they're going to find out that you're a criminal or if you're not? They're just going to guess because you can't speak English well. They're going to guess because you sound like you from somebody's hood. They're going to guess because your skin is brown or black. They're just going to guess, which means there's going to be more. They already police the shit out of black and brown people. Now you're talking about heightening that. The stop and frisk laws. They're heightening that. We told you that's what's going to happen. But no, you didn't care. Not one bit. You just allowed it to continue. And now they're kicking it up a notch. Donald Trump saying, we got to get my rich friends, we got to help them keep their money. Not only his rich friends, the farmers are a major voting block for him. And he's fucking that up. And therefore, politically, he's like, oh, we got to. And I'm sitting here like thinking, I'm like, okay, so what do the restaurant people think that you're sitting here protecting the farmers and the hotels, but you're not protecting the other businesses that utilize this type of work? So they're just going to go out of business? No. He's going to find out when these major other businesses that are dealing with carpenters and dealing with building, skyscrapers and construction and doing roads and shit like that, those unions are going to hit him up, whoever it may be, and be like, could you bypass us, bro? Because we're building the roads right now, and the bills you passed for us to build the roads, we got a lot of immigrants. We got a lot of immigrants cleaning up the roads while we're over here making, $50, $60 an hour. They're making about 15, 20, but they're the ones picking up the scraps and driving the trucks and dropping the shit. What are we going to do with that? Donald Trump's then going to be like, oh, well, we got to stop doing the construction. Because he didn't think this shit through. It was not his plan. It was Project 2025. This is Heritage Foundation. This is Russ Vogt. This is Stephen Miller. They're running the game. Donald Trump is the figurehead. Donald Trump has no clue how this shit is happening. That's the reason why when he found out, wait a minute, you're getting people from farms, you're getting people from my base, my rich people, you fucking with them? Like, how did you not know that if you're the one who sent them out to do what they're doing? How do you not know that? How didn't you think 2 steps ahead and realize that these people were going after farmers? They were going after your constituents. You run in this business. You hired most of them in your hotels. You know how it works. And you sit here and act like, I'm surprised. That tells me you don't know what the fuck was going on. You don't know what was going on, Trump. And if you don't know what's going on, that means you're not running the country. You're not the one who came up with this whole plan. Somebody else did, and you just signed off on it because you're too stupid to run a company. You couldn't run a casino. You had 6 tries at it and failed every one of them. So bad, they all bankrupted. You know, there is such thing as not being good at something to the point where you say, okay, let me sell it before I go bankrupt. No, you thought you could still run it until you couldn't pay your bills anymore. Then you had to get rid of it. They had to buy you out so they can try and stay afloat, and they still fail. It takes a special kind of horrible business person to lose 6 casinos. I mean, you didn't learn after losing the first one on how not to lose a casino? I mean, okay, the second time, did you not learn on how to not lose a casino? Like, how were you, where did I fuck up last time? Okay, let me fix that. Then you got the third one. Where did I fuck up the other 2 times? Let me fix that. No, all of them failed fabulously. And you are the person they chose to run the country. A business person who failed way more than he succeeded. I asked you, what did he succeed at? His dad started out in the real estate business. He succeeded in licensing. Somebody else ran the company. His book written by somebody else, Tony something. And he even said Donald Trump couldn't even keep he couldn't keep one thought in his head. He had to sit there and listen to him and write notes. Nothing coherent. I had to write note. What? Oh, he's on something else now. Can we get back to the lecture at hand? Okay. Now we get back. That's how he had to write that book. This man couldn't keep one thought in his head for too damn long. He wrote it and created this monster. And then the TV show, they couldn't even shoot in his building. Mr. Goldman, his offices reeked. They stank, y'all, so bad that the crew would not work there. They were like, ooh, what is this? Why the hell are we going to shoot here? Let's go rent out a spot and make it look like what he should be as opposed to what he actually is. And they shot in a fake ass office that they said was his. The carpet stank. Had like 6 employees, all pretty much family. Couple people that his dad used to have as employees who took care of Sir Dipshit because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. His finance guy who helped run everything in jail, and he may be out now, but went to jail because he was still running the same games his dad was running. The gimmicks and shit. And Donald Trump just ran with it because he don't know shit. You talk about somebody who was coddled his whole life, that other people around him ran the business, and all he did was come to work with a stack of papers. He's a packrat. Stack of papers, a stinky room, long ass tie, eating tacos or taco salad. That's what his thing was, in a Diet Coke. This remedial fuck is the person that they wanted to lead, and he can't even figure out how to keep his fucking room clean. When he was younger, what do you think he's doing now? You think he's cleaning now? Hell no. He's probably 10 times as dirty as he used to be. That dude, they believe was smart. Let me look. Oh yeah, Drew has his music thing after this. I'm not sure what I will do. What movie is it? Movie's on Sunday. I don't know what the music, we'll see. I don't know what the movie's gonna be, but it'll be black and white, I'm sure. All right. Oh, he said the victim starring Elizabeth Montgomery. Wow, I ain't heard that name in a minute. All right, let me get back to that. Let me, you guys got your messages up there. But that's what Donald Trump was all about and is. He's not running this country. He can't, it's too vast of things going on for him to understand. He's got people running it, which is understandable in a sense. But when they come and tell you what's going on and you don't know, that you got to get some phone call telling you, hey, bro, you fucking with my business. I am? Oh, okay, let me get out there and tell them. And you tell people via on like a press conference that you got to get something passed or something made up to tell these people. You know how you do that? You either do it by, Hey, is it Susan Wiles, I believe, is chief of staff or whatever it is? Hey, could you handle that? Got it. All right. I'll call Holman right now. Yep. Exactly. I'll tell him, stop. You got it. And if he doesn't fire him, okay, cool, done deal. Bow. Simple as that. This man can't even figure that out. How the hell is he running anything? If not that, Stephen Miller. Yeah, I know what I said. Yep, you was in control. But no, leave my business people alone. Or I'll take your little 14 head ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know I have the military, right? Right. They can't miss that big ass head of yours. So just chill out. All right, cool. Do the business. All right, bye. Simple. A phone call. This fool's in front of a microphone and camera. We got to figure that out. I know if I was a man from France or from Germany or from Russia, I'd be laughing my ass off. This is the three stooges of politicians, of leadership. The three stooges, all up into one. He's Mo, Larry, and Curly wrapped into one human being. Couldn't lead his way out of a paper bag with two holes in it. Hole at the bottom and the top. Couldn't get out. Telling you. Good evening, Iona. So yeah, it's insane to me. But Donald Trump is cosplaying as a president. I'm gonna give it to you like that, 100%. But what we found out was that overnight or last night, and this is what I can't stand. It's our laws though. It's just the way it is. It's the Constitution, whatever. Donald Trump. It was said that he sent the military, or at least the National Guard, to California illegally. So we're gonna read that here in just a second. Put it up here. Excuse me. I think this is the one right here. It says his actions for doing it by sending the people here were illegal. Now I like this judge because he really goes into depth, both exceeding the scope of his statutory authority, which means he can't do this shit. It's not his law. He doesn't have that power to do that unilaterally just by himself. Right? He's going to need Congress to do any of this shit. But in violating the 10th Amendment to the United States Constitution. So he broke the law. He must therefore return control of California National Guard to the governor of the state of California forthwith. Do we have the other one? Let me see here for a second. Ooh. Oh, no, that's him. That's Tom Holman, little dumbass. All right. And it says, it sets a dangerous precedent for future domestic military activity. The citizens of Los Angeles face a greater harm from the continued unlawful militarization of their city, which not only inflames tensions with protesters, threatening increased hostilities and loss of life. And it continues to go on. But the thing that I have a problem with in all of this is that happened late last night, and then they appealed it, and then the Ninth Circuit, I believe it's the Ninth Circuit, put a stay on it. And what bothers me about that is, how can you look at, and they said, we gotta, I guess, go. It's gonna take until Tuesday for them to go to court and have a case about it. But I don't understand, how can you not look at that and say, yeah, he was right. You know, based off what happened, all you have to do is read over it and say, oh, yeah, he was right. You really gotta hold I don't know, trial or whatever you got to do to look at the 10th Amendment, right? Him breaking laws is very simple. It has always been, and you got video of at least 2 or 3 presidents that have already talked about this being a precedent. Ronald Reagan, I think, said it. George Bush, Herbert Walker Bush, and George Bush Jr. have said it. And I can't remember if it was Obama too. So it's like at least 3 to 4 presidents have backed this up by saying you can't send people in the military, or even military is just outlandish. You shouldn't send them at all. But to send National Guard and take control over them from the state, you're not allowed to do that by law. You have to literally go to the governor of that state and ask if they need the National Guard to come. And they themselves have power to incorporate the National Guard without the president's say so if they need it. That's what it's there for. The governor can decide to do that. He has control over the National Guard of every state to be able to do that. But see, like I said, he got people who hate Democrats or liberals, and especially California, that they don't realize that even Tom Holman has said any state, along with Donald Trump, any state that does what we're doing, which is just protesting, any state that does that can get it. So yeah, Indiana. So yes, every red state. So yes, every blue state. Every purple state. Y'all can get it. You may hate on us, but again, look at us. We're the big dogs. California is the biggest state in this country, right? And they look at, if we can hit the big dogs, you little pups ain't nothing but a thing. So you look at what they're doing to us. They said they would do to any state, red or blue. But see, they got you seeing red, all this hate, that you're willing to look and see what they do to us and be excited about it. But just like you thought they weren't going to come after your jobs, you thought they weren't going to come after your farm, you thought you wasn't going to be hit by these stray bullets, and you've been getting hit one after another, because you were so excited that it was going to happen to brown people. You were so excited it was going to happen to liberal people. And these stray bullets are hitting you so hard that you're all over the news. You haven't even heard about the liberals in the news as much as you've heard about these people who voted for Trump, because you're the one who is supposed to just be sitting back and laughing at us having all these problems, because your elected attack dog in chief was supposed to go after us so you can laugh and be all excited about Democrats and black and brown people and liberal people and trans people just getting all this smoke from you. Didn't realize that the smoke was going to set your ass ablaze too. And now you're all pissed off. You ain't heard not one trans person, gay person, black person, any of us hollering like they are. Because most of us expected it. We prepared for it. They're the ones who weren't prepared, because they thought these strays was going to miss them. And turns out it's not even a stray. They was coming after you to begin with, poor white people. You can't fuck with black people without fucking with poor white people, poor Latin people, because it's not a community where it's all white. Poor communities have every race in them. But they thought it was just going to be, oh, just going to come and pick just the people of color in these poor communities. Nope. All y'all was going to get it. And now you're recognizing it. And too many are, where are black people at? Where we at? We had your back to begin with. You're the one that fucked you. You need to figure that shit out on your own. Why we got to be there to help you again? Right. And Noam, who's this? Noam Dome. I get it. He said, I'm serious though. The world's view of America is nothing like what Americans think it is. To most of us, America is only slightly better than China or Russia. And I don't doubt that. I don't doubt it. But it's like this. One thing I noticed, a lot of people, and I suggest this is, I would guess this is all around the world. Every country thinks it's better than the next for some reason. But the reality is, a lot of us see our governments as our citizens, and that's not the case. The citizens are not like the government. So if you look at, let's say, a Pakistan, Hamas is not the actual everyday citizen. They ain't got the same views all the time as their particular like group of people who are leading or trying to win something or whatever. Just like America's government, we're always fighting against it, right? Some of them were conspiracy theories. Some of them were just, legitimate reasons to be fighting against something like this, trying to be oppressive, right? Or even some of us, even going back to different wars that we've been in, we've had American citizens fighting against the Vietnam War, fighting against that and this, that, and the third. So you have a lot of the citizenry a lot different than the government itself. A lot of the people inside the country don't like the way the government runs. Hence, we got this dipshit in office right now. They want things to change. So for every country is like that. They have good people in the country, but their leaders are shit. Their way they run things is shit. Or even their history may be even shit. But the citizens want change. Not all, but I would say the majority. They just want to live free, have a good time, none of all this craziness, no wars, no things like that. And what happens is that the American citizen most of the time, has no idea what a country leadership is doing to keep them safe. There's so much dirt going on, so much evil going on to keep us safe. In every country. Israel, Syria, Pakistan, everywhere. There is a lot of dirt going on to keep people safe. That's why everybody's building, or at least trying to build, weapons of mass destruction. Because they don't want to be taken over, conquered, because there's too many rich people, too many people fighting for power that always want to destroy somebody else's shit. When the majority of the citizens just like, I just want to be safe. I don't want nobody else's property. The fuck is that? I don't want Greenland. That's some dumb shit. Nobody wants that. We don't want this. We don't want that. We don't want to buy fucking Canada. What the fuck is up with these people? We don't want that as the citizenry. It is our leaders, not all of them, MAGA, that are trying to cosplay Putin. Trying to be, this bargain basement dictator. Done read books about it and just want to achieve it. But he doesn't realize that most dictatorships get taken over by either the citizenry or somebody will try and take them out so that they can be the dictator as well. That's why you have Putin always unaliving people running up against him. People who might win, they end up poisoning their food, touching them with some kind of deadly poison, they end up dead at an airport or some shit. That's what happens. And he thinks he wants that. It ain't gonna be nothing. But if Donald Trump got his way and turned America into a dictatorship, I guarantee you within 24 hours of him becoming the dictator, somebody would take his life and take his place. Because it's too easy. You knock him out, you lead. They would take his place in a heartbeat. He wouldn't even wake up the next morning. They've been unfed him some poison, and boom, the next person's on top. It's just that simple. If you lose democracy, those people are nothing. The dictatorship, they're going to take him out before nightfall. Mark my words. So anyway, those are the things that you really pay attention to with our country and in any country, is that the leadership is not always representative of the people. And then the small percentage sometimes are the ones who are getting their way. So we're trying our best to change that as a people and do right by people. I'm going to go ahead and recognize my people in the room. Rudy and Planet Janet, thanks for being here. Kristen Thompson, appreciate you, sis. DJ, appreciate you. I don't know. I'll see you later on tonight, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't understand earlier. I think you may be doing something else and won't be there. I'm not sure. YouTube crown point system, not a membership. Yeah, it's some kind of crown system. I haven't really studied it just yet. What we got? I see Rudy and Planet Janet. Looking again for all my members. Give love to everybody's here. What's going on? Oh, is that Butterfly? Low, what's up? Mark D, what's happening, brother? Yeah, tomorrow is the meeting tomorrow, huh? I don't know if everybody's gonna make it. That's for the other group, not for the group that's here. Swift returns, I appreciate you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit you up in the Discord to try to learn some more about Discord. I got so much going on. I'm like, man, how am I gonna do all this stuff? I gotta make a schedule for it all. Like from 2 to 4, I can do this. From 4 to 6, I can do that. I'm one of those people who try to finish everything in one night. Be up till like 6:30 in the morning. But like, it's light outside? What the hell? I think it is. It's Swift Returns, the last one. Let me get it. Yeah. Everybody else here, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, not the membership. What's this about? There's no dome today because working at the same time, different laptop. Oh, okay, so you were Gnome Dome. Okay, Swift Returns. Oh, you was telling about the music show. I see, DJ. Yes, Alice early. I see you. What's going on? Yeah, if you don't know your history, you are doomed to repeat it, most definitely. That's why I'm always trying to tell people, yo, pay attention to your history. Pay attention to your history. All of it if you can, so you know where you stand. Because the people who know their history can witness when people are trying to do the same things. And that goes for everybody. You know, Native Americans, it goes for Latin people, it goes for white, and not necessarily, let's not just say white. It goes for Italian, it goes for the French, it goes for Europeans, you know, the Swiss, it goes for everybody. Know your history or it's doomed to be repeated. And you'll know when it starts to happen, because a lot of this stuff seems like it just blends and you don't recognize it. But people like Russ Vogt, Stephen Miller, they know it to a T. They have organized think tanks around how to dismantle the powers of other people and how to implement plans that don't look like it's like racist or against anybody. Just seems like it's just the right thing to do. And they've thought about how human beings act and react. These have been thought out. They have gone, like I said, they do it every day, day in, day out. Thank you for the donation, DJ. I appreciate you. Did I get a chance to say thank you? They do it day in and day out. They know. That's why I say the people who want to destroy us are working at it every day. They got so much hate in their heart that every day they are receiving millions, if not billions, from people to literally continue the hate. How do you think Project 2025 came about? That's an extensive plan. All these executive orders, pre-written, that's just been on forever, dude. They had that plan. The pages in which we saw of Project 2025 was only the first book. The other one is much larger. Every structured plan that's supposed to come out, he even said it. Mika Metacroft is the person who helped write some of it and the assistant to Russ Vogt when they were doing all this stuff with the Heritage Foundation. They have it already implemented on how to do everything behind the scenes. That's where the app came from, is to be able to do the stuff behind the scenes. Don't write emails where it has to be exposed. Get on Signal and do everything behind the scenes. It disappears. Nobody knows the crap in which we're doing. Throw out all these flares. There's always something going on in the news. This is happening, this happened, this happened, this happened. And Democrats and us are all chasing this shit while they behind the scenes typing stuff that disappears. And luckily, we got a chance to see that with the Fox dude putting up all kinds of shit about bombing places. And then they interview him this past week, and Pete Hegseth, and asked him, especially a military person, I love it. The military person just lighting into him saying, hey, anything that, he said, did this system come through, did your information come through this system? And he was like, yeah, you know that everything like this comes through that system. And he goes, oh, okay. So everything through that system is classified. You know that, right? Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Well, then you release classified information. You're going to take responsibility for that? I'm going to take responsibility for winning. What the fuck is that? You're going to take responsibility for sending out classified information and then saying it's not classified. You just said it came through a system that was classified. How is it declassified? He just told on himself under oath and still tried to lie under oath. You guys need, as far as these representatives, these senators, whomever's asking these questions, they're under oath. Once they lie, have them charged, right, for perjury. Just to have them lie in front of us. Oh, that's a lie. Caught him in a lie. And he's under oath and you don't do nothing about it. What the hell are these laws for? I don't understand what these laws are for if you can't enforce them on the people. Why the hell is he raising his hand and saying that he will not lie? Is that just ceremonial? Are we watching something that's a parade or some shit? Is this a game? You can't just go and lie and not be charged with anything. They don't charge for shit because they're too afraid. Like, oh, you're trying to charge him because you just don't like the Democrat. They're arresting and then letting go politicians. New Jersey, they arrested one, put him in jail for a minute or whatever, charging the second one with federal crimes. That's two politicians right there. Threw one to the ground, a senator, right? Alice Padilla. Threatened Karen Bass and the governor of California that they will arrest him. And here it is, you got Pete Hegseth lying under oath, and you ain't doing shit to him. You ain't saying shit about like he should be thrown in jail or he should have some kind of fine or moving forward with the fact that he lied under oath and you can prove it. Done deal. Do some shit. America wants you to do something. That's the first step. They get in there, they lie. You guys should charge them with something. Instead, you don't. I don't care if they don't go to jail. At least they have something on their record of lying under oath. If they can come there and lie and look you in the face and basically laugh at you and leave without anything, why would they need to come and tell the truth the next time? You didn't do nothing the first time. This is why I don't like politics, yo. You guys are the Democrats, Republican, Independent. You guys don't follow the law. Yet you want the citizens to follow every law out there. You guys break the laws in our faces and then get wimpy about charging people. Oh, I don't want to do that to him. He's got the same type of power I got. Why would I? I don't want to be arrested for doing something wrong. I want to get away with the law. And then try to tell everybody else, that's against the law. Wait. If our leaders aren't being held responsible for their actions, what do you think the citizenry thinks? That we shouldn't either. You're supposed to set the example. You're supposed to follow the fact of no man or woman is above the law. Yet you exhibit these people are above the law. They're doing such illegal things. And you're doing nothing. They're lying under oath. You're doing nothing. You can't ask an American citizen to go to court, put his hand on a Bible and say, I would tell the truth, so help me God, and then say, oh, you told I'm supposed to just tell the truth? Why not lie if I can get away with it like them, if that's what they believe? You're not setting a good example is what I'm saying. You need to. You need to start setting an example with these people that no matter where you are, no matter who you are, if you're caught breaking the law, you will be charged for it. You got American citizens under that belief. But then you feel like, oh, all I got to do is run for office and I can break the laws. That's why Donald Trump's in office now. He done broke every law freaking known to man. He done raped people. He done stole from people to the tune. Think about it. I saw a video of this young lady. She was foreign. I don't know where she was from. But a young lady, and she had a baby in one arm. She had a little baby next to her. And she was at some kind of grocery store. Supposedly they said she stole some bread, whatever. She was out there panhandling, asking for money or whatever, to pay her rent, whatever. And she said somebody came by and gave her a piece of bread. Then the store little hall monitor dude came out and arrested her and called the police or whatever and told her to come back in. Was grabbing her arm, was hurting her, which was kind of crazy. This guy stopped by and had his camera, and they tried to bully him to get away. But all that happened over like a piece of bread. Wasn't like a whole loaf, some bread that the baby was eating. Said she stole it. Over here twisting her arm for it. And that shit couldn't have cost no more. And I'm exaggerating to say, I'm multiplying it by something. $5. She going to jail and getting her arm twisted for $5. Donald Trump stole $500 million minimum. And you just want him to pay a fine, but she gonna go to jail for $5? Come on, man. Come on. America, y'all gotta fix this shit. If a person can go to jail for $5 worth of bread, stealing from somebody, and then to steal from American systems, the system and citizens, $500 million, and you just want to slap him on the wrist with a fine that's less than the $500 million or so that he'd spent, and it wasn't even $500 million, it's way more than $500 million. You just want him to pay back $500. He got a discount with the 500 something million. Something ain't right. Anyway, it's been a crazy week. Very much so. I hope everybody has a great weekend, because I know I'm gonna try my damnedest to have a great weekend. At least I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get out here and work out. Early today, I went and got my. I'm just now getting my mouth back, man. This side of me was all gone earlier. Had to go get my a deep cleaning or whatever. Whole side of my head, my nose and everything was numb as hell. I had a friend who had it's palsy, or I forgot what it's called, where one side of your face goes numb, like paralyzed, and it can last like your whole life afterwards, or it can just last a few years. I couldn't imagine going through that. It's a pain, crazy as hell. But anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm gonna do my show probably the next half hour or less on TikTok. They request this Chocolate Music Lab. We do music, old school music. Bring 2 requests. I play my list. I play your list. And then we close it out. On TikTok, I'm Mr. Straight Facts 23. We also do on Sunday, but no requests. Mix it up with jazz, blues. It's just a smooth night, just to chill before you go back to work. That starts at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday. Then we watch an old school movie. I think that's what people was talking about earlier. So we're going to have fun with that. Thank you for the Happy Father's Day. Oh, yeah, Happy Father's Day to people out there. Happy Father's Day to you. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do on Sunday. Sunday's at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tonight, it'll probably be around 7:30 or close to it, Pacific Standard Time for the music. You're very welcome, Ernest. I appreciate you. Thank you, Rudy and Planet Janet. Take care, Mark, man. I may see you tomorrow. Depends. It's Black Unity meeting. I got to send out the email for that. It was good seeing you guys. Hopefully we have a better week. Oh yeah, if you're gonna go out to these rallies that are out there, be safe. Do not start something like you don't have to listen to me, but all I'm saying is if something pops off, leave. Don't try and stay for the moment. Leave, because these fools are trying to make examples of people. Their biggest thing is they want video footage of one incident so they can say this entire thing is a bust. One incident in the entire, like, you see the map, if y'all been watching on news and stuff like that, or you may see it online, the little black or purple dots of all these things, it covers the entire map of the United States, y'all. It's crazy. You got to go check it out. So many of these No Kings rallies. There's one up the street from me. I might walk up there for a minute. Like I said, I hear anything go pop off, I'm walking the other direction. I ain't getting arrested for nobody. And I ain't going to be in the midst of nothing for nobody. We got to make these silent protests, these very, I ain't gonna say silent, but non-violent protests, so that people know that we ain't messing with this dude. This dude is not the president we deserve. It is not. And it's so crazy that there are other countries protesting too. Africa and others. That's what I'm talking about when I, talk about Project Infinity and doing that, everybody coming out and doing stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. I'm loving this. So I don't know. I might pop up in one of them and maybe record it tomorrow, Saturday. Just my brief moment out there. I usually get my walk on out there anyway, so I might just walk out there. But anyway, we got a troll. I ain't paying attention to troll. Not at all. Are y'all going to see Sinners? Nice. You going to be there tomorrow, Mark? Oh, dope. Then record it, man. We need to see that. I know if your account, we need to see it. I'm gonna walk out there, man. I ain't got nothing to put up, but maybe they have something for sale or they pass them out, some signs or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna walk out there. Inside, DJ, you walking inside. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I just walk, I ain't gonna be running with nobody. I'll be on the sidewalk just chilling. Y'all gonna run, I ain't running nowhere. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just walking. I ain't running with nobody. But anyway, you guys have a great one. I'll see you on Monday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. As always, y'all know what it is. I'll see you when I see you.